Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of August 27th. We have a busy week this week in the cosmic skies. On August 28th, Uranus enters retrograde. So Uranus enters retrograde every year. It's not a rare thing to happen. So we now just have another planet in retrograde. And if you watched my video last week, you will know that we are gearing up to have 6 major planets in retrograde, 7 if you want to include Chiron. So this is a strong wave of retrograde energy and it's intensifying as we move through this week with Uranus retrograde. In a nutshell, Uranus is the planet of surprise and awakening and change. So this retrograde will be getting us to look over any surprising changes, shifts, or awakenings that we've experienced since January of this year. So since January, from now until January, how have you changed? What surprises have come up? How have you been guided to shift? Has your life maybe been turned upside down in some way, or has some shocking news filtered into your being that's changed everything? Well, if that's the case, this retrograde energy is your chance to make peace with it, to settle into it, to kind of adapt and learn to innovate with what you've got, learn to accept and go with the flow of what has happened. Any changes, any big shifts, any awakenings that have catapulted you in a new direction, all of that energy is going to settle and you're going to be able to move into a state of acceptance with this. If this resonates with you, if you do feel like since January your life kind of has been turned upside down, check out my article. I wrote an article all about the Uranus retrograde energies. I also give you some journal prompts and I go into more detail about the energies behind this. So if you're really resonating with that, I'll drop a link in the article in the description box below for the article, but you can also find it at foreverconscious.com. So basically, we're adding another retrograde planet to the mix, which means we're adding to this slow down, reflective, pondering, inner world kind of energy. As we get to August 30th, this is the big event for the week. Actually, there's 2 big events happening this week. The big event, one of those big events is the Pisces blue moon, and this falls on August 30th. Why is this a big event? Well, it's the second full moon for the month of August, which makes it a blue moon. So the moon is not actually blue in any way. It's just a name given to the second full moon in a calendar month. They're very rare. They happen every 2.5 years or so. So they're just extra special, a little cosmic gift from the universe. This full moon carries very strong release energy, mostly because all full moons carry release energy, but because this is a blue moon, it just carries that extra heightened release energy. We're really, for the month of August, in this theme of release. And now as the month's coming to an end, probably something that was brewing at the start of the month is now come back around again, and we're ready to release. We're ready to let go. And the release work that we're doing under this full moon feels psychic in nature. It feels like we're releasing on a psychic, emotional level. We could experience physical releases like the ending of a job or a relationship or, a friendship, whatever that might look like. That we could experience physical releases as well and some new space being created in our lives. But really, this full moon is charging us up to release on a psychic, emotional level. So what does that mean? That means you can use this full moon to do energy clearing, to clear your aura, to clear away energies that feel attached to you from other people or from just the day-to-day energies of life. All of that can be cleared off with greater ease under this full moon. And as always, I have a ritual to guide you. I will pop a link in the description box below, but you can find it at foreverconscious.com. And this ritual is going to guide you to really cleanse your aura and to really let go of those kind of psychic debris, those mucky kind of emotions or feelings or energies that we collect. That ritual will help you to kind of release and purge all of that. while I offer the ritual, you can of course just do your own thing too. The psychic and intuitive energies around this full moon are very, very strong. So trust yourself. Go with the flow of what you are feeling. Create your own ritual, create your own practice that helps you to release and let go of anything that feels heavy. And I hope if you follow my ritual or do your own thing that you come out of that ritual with a lighter, clearer feeling, a cleansed aura, a cleansed energy field. This full moon is really offering that to us. Now, this full moon also carries some sensitive, heightened energies, and release work can always be a little bit painful. So just keep that in mind. The energies are extra sensitive, so be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others. And if some space is created in your life, don't be in a rush to fill it. With all of that retrograde energy that I mentioned happening, at the moment, this is really a time of stillness, of pausing, of trying to be okay and finding our okay with the present moment, trying not to change things. Kind of going back to that Uranus energy, it's the planet of change. Well, now we're in retrograde and it's kind of the opposite dynamic of that. We're trying to accept. We're trying not to change. We're trying to say, okay, this is my situation. How can I bring acceptance to that? How can I flow with what has happened? How can I be at peace with what has happened? Not that we shouldn't change, and there's always room for change, but right now the energies are encouraging us to bring that acceptance piece, to bring that stillness piece, to bring that, not trying to rush and fill and create something new just yet. We're accepting of the space, we're accepting of the changes, we're in that sort of headspace as we move through the week. And then the other big cosmic event happening this week, so I said there were two, this is the other one, it's Venus stationing direct. This happens on the 3rd or 4th, depending on your time zone. So for most of us, by the 4th, Venus will be traveling direct and out of retrograde. Now, Venus takes a little bit of time. After she emerges from retrograde, we have a period of a couple of weeks that she takes to kind of get back to her former strength and speed. So we are in what's called the post-retrograde shadow for a little while after the 4th of September. So what does that mean? We should find ourselves gaining some clarity around Venus retrograde issues. So they are issues in relationships, money, our self-worth, our values, our beauty, our relationship with beauty. What else is Venus? Did I say values and self-worth? All of that is part of the Venus energy as well. Money, friendships, relationships, romantic relationships, and also the relationship that we have with ourselves. Venus is also heavily connected to our heart as well. So heart awakenings, heart openings, heart healings were all very, very likely under this Venus retrograde energy. And the day a planet stations retrograde, the day it stations direct, is when it's at its most strongest. So on September 3rd or 4th, we really might be feeling those Venus retrograde lessons bearing down on us. It's a heightened day in the cycle. So if you have been dealing with issues in any of those areas that I mentioned, relationships, money, values, etc., this is where you might get some more information coming to the surface. And hopefully that more information coming to the surface is leading you closer to closure and wrapping things up and receiving the height of whatever lessons this Venus retrograde has had in store for you. If you want a little more guidance with that, if you're really resonating with all of what I'm saying about the Venus retrograde energies and you want to dive deeper into it, I have a full article. It goes into a lot more detail. I'll drop a link in the description box below this video, but you can also find it at foreverconscious.com. So a little bit of reading there if you want to go deeper into any of these energies or try the ritual, because it is a big week. If I could summarize this week in sort of to wrap it all up, I would say that this full moon release energy is going to be strong. I think this full moon will be quite emotional. When we talk about release and we talk about this emotional psychic release, that might involve some emotions coming up to be let out. It might involve tears, you know, it might involve just that cleansing that we have when we cry, or that cleansing that we have when we, you know, sit down with ourselves and really connect with our inner world. That type of cleansing is really going to dominate the energies of this week ahead. So we may be feeling really just sensitive and delicate and gentle, needing people and events to just be very, very gentle as we move through the week. So I would say that is sort of the dominating force. And then, you know, with that Venus stationing direct, as we get to the end of the week, I think maybe we'll start to feel a little more open in our hearts, a little more softer, maybe a little bit more, yeah, a little more like we have softened a bit with whatever it is that's going on for us. So, a lot of psychic cleansing this week that's on offer to you if you want to use it. Also, just really protecting your energy field and really protecting your aura. So, working with crystals, setting intentions, doing cleansing baths. If you're wondering what a quick way that you can cleanse your aura is first thing whenever you have your shower. For most people, first thing in the morning or at night, whenever you do it, get into the shower. As the water is falling on your body, imagine it cleansing away all of the negativity, all of the psychic energy that's not yours to carry. With psychic clearing, with psychic protection work, with aura cleansing, it all comes down to your intention. Our intention is everything. So whether you're in the shower, whether you want to take your hand and pretend it's a broom and work around your aura, it's all about your intention. So set your intention. You don't have to have crystals. You don't have to do a full-blown ritual, although it really does help and I do recommend it. It's really just comes down to your intention. And ritual is kind of like, you know, intentional prayer work. You know, it really helps us to, you know, put an intention and to ground that intention to manifest and to create what we're after. So in this case, aura cleansing. All right, I hope that was helpful. Big week, bold energies, look after yourselves, take care of your mind, body, and spirit this week, all three. You know, take care of yourselves. I hope you found that helpful. You can find more at foreverconscious.com. Thank you so much.